Well guys, we've done it again. Well, and back on the tow truck she goes. Yeah, it's not actually anything that happened on the trail. This is something that I've been meaning to repair for a while, and it just ended up giving up on me, and that is the throwout bearing. So now we can't get it in any gear, and yes, I know that I could drive it if I wanted to. I could put it in first gear, start it in first, and it starts rolling, which I'll show you guys in a moment when we get to the shop. But I could also just put it in neutral, start it, rev it to get the gates to go open up and slip it into first. But that's not good for anything, because then you're kind of doing a neutral drop. So we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna take it to the shop. We're gonna get it worked on at TFT Off-Road, and there's actually a few other things that I've been meaning to get done at a shop. So we'll go over those in just a minute. But yeah, I think we're just about on the hoist, or on the flatbed. So I'm gonna finish getting this thing on here, and I'll let you guys know exactly what's going on in a second. And one of the things that I brought it here for is this steering wheel. So you can see my wheel is straight, and well, it's not that straight. It was a bit off, but then it got even worse after the last trail. So I'm not sure if what I did was jump a gear or a tooth in the actual steering box, because I had the alignment done here not too long ago. And when I had the alignment done here, I had everything paint marked by the guys here. And the paint marks still all line up on the drag link and the tie rods. So I'm thinking that it might be in the steering box. But we're gonna have to start her up here in just a second once he moves the truck. And we'll kind of go over there, do a little circle, and come back in and go around. So I'll show you guys the starting method, because that's definitely interesting. But actually, I learned that from a YouTube video myself. I didn't actually watch the YouTube video for that. The guy was just doing that in the video, and I'm like, hey, I wonder if it can work in here. And apparently the neutral safety switch doesn't do anything, because I'm not touching the clutch when I'm starting it, because there is no clutch. It's non-existent at the moment. So the boys said they're gonna push it. I just started it for the steering, but yeah, I guess we're not gonna damage anything further. We're just gonna give her the old push, and we'll be all right. Right there? Are the wheels straight? Yeah, good. You wanna brake on or anything?
No, so leave it there. Leave her neutral, fine.
Cool. Keys in there.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. This is where she's gonna live for the next few days, guys. And when we pick her up, there's gonna be a few things we need to take care of here. One, they're gonna take these apart and get rid of the wood in there, but you can see this one, oh, okay, this one I think is okay, but the rest, I think I have 3 or 4. Yeah. It should not do that. So we've got a few of those, and we've also got the front mount again. The bolt started to come out on me. So this guy over here, the bolt is not perfectly tight, so we're gonna have to get that looked at. The steering that jumped, and our front pinion is leaking once again. So I don't know what the deal is there, but the back of the pinion is leaking, so I think it's just the seal. So we'll take a look at that. But the good thing is that the oil coming out of there is clean for once, which is a big surprise. So at least we know nothing's getting in, it's just leaking out. So that might be an easy fix. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, a few things that we need to take care of. A few small things, but everything adds up. So the tire valves, steering, the front mount. Now we also have to look at the pinion and, well, throwout bearing, because apparently we don't have a throwout bearing anymore and we can't put it in gear. One more thing, if you guys could look at, you see how this is like freestanding? If somebody could just give that a nice squeeze up there so that this doesn't come out anymore, because this just spread over time. So I don't know what the hell, but I've tried, and like I don't have the pliers for it, or I don't have the strength for it. Maybe I don't know what it is, but it's not moving. So yeah, usually I just lay it back in there, and by the time I drive it again, it falls out. It doesn't make noise, which is a good thing. Well, that's pretty much it. We're gonna leave the Jeep here, hopefully it's not too long. Today's Tuesday. I think we should get it back by Friday, and then you already know we're taking it out on the weekend. So yes, hopefully we should have it done in the next few days, and we'll catch up when we get back here, because I don't really have any other content to make if I don't have the Jeep. So yeah. And actually, that's a lie, because we do have a bit more content to make with the Gladiator, and I do have a few more things planned for that. Without giving out too much, there is big changes coming for that as well this year. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And we are back, guys, and Big Bird is out on display. Meaning she's fixed. So we are back and we're ready to pick it up. It's been about 3 days, and hopefully they got some stuff done. I don't know exactly what they got done. I do know that they did the throw bearing. I'll throw up a picture for you guys right now so you can see what the old one and the new one looks like. And now let's head inside and see exactly what they got done. And I just wanted to show you guys quickly, TFT here in Burlington, they've got a large selection of all kinds of different stuff, from wheels and suspension to bumpers, caps, all kinds of different rock rails, lighting, hitches, receivers, like anything you guys would need. High lifts, like a selection of high lifts, intakes, all kinds of different stuff. They even have the nice carriers for your roof. And I actually seen a really cool carrier for your doors, which I don't think they have here on display, but I might be picking that up so that I could take the doors off of the Gladiator and the TJ a lot easier, because I live in a building, so I can't really like just take them off and put them in my garage. Yeah. So they've also got tons of winches, which we will be picking up one of these for the Gladiator very soon as well. And I think this is the exact same one I have on the TJ right now, and I actually did buy it here. But definitely, if you guys are in the market for anything for your off-road vehicle or overland build, check these guys out. They've got tons of cool stuff, and come by and say hi to Chris. They've also got some awesome pumps. I'm pretty sure this is the same one that I run in the TJ. I think this is the exact same one I have in the TJ right now. And some fridges. We do need to get ourselves a fridge this year. I don't know which one we're going to be getting, but they do have a selection here as well. And they are also branded TFT Off-Road. And if you guys are wondering, TFT Off-Road used to be 4-wheel parts, but now is rebranded because off-road parts is no longer in Canada. Oh, sorry, 4-wheel parts, because 4-wheel parts is no longer in Canada. But they've also got some cool Bolt products. So these were the ones I was mentioning to you guys before when we did the feature with Bolt. They've got the lock that you can put right inside your grill and lock up your hood. Now, I have the camera, so I don't know how that would work, if I could reposition the camera or what the deal is there. I have to look into that. But they do have some really cool products. And I think I'm going to be trying to get my hands on some more of them to showcase for you guys. And there she is. Chris is off, shut the shop down. And we also got to say bye to Mr. Dave. Thank you for giving us a ride. Shout out to Dave. And the TJ is all fixed. Jesus, you gotta charge up that train horn, my guy. But the Jeep is all fixed. It looks like the axle, she's leaking a little bit. Okay, we'll figure that out at home. That could be, actually, it is diff fluid, I can tell you that for sure, because it's coming out from right there. But that's all right, as long as it's clean and it looks all right. So we're not gonna worry ourselves about that right now. I don't know if they managed to deal with the leak at the back of the pinion. Actually, they might have, because everything is paint marked. So I don't know. Doesn't look like a new seal. I'm gonna have to find out, because that's the one thing I did not find out about. But they did put in a new mount at the front with a new spacer. So you can see there's a new spacer in there, right there. Put in a new bolt, and they also did the alignment, so the steering wheel is straight again, or it should be. And we got the throwout bearing done. So now it's time to see exactly how she drives, because apparently she drives again, and we can actually use our clutch, so that's a good thing. So let's see. All right, sweet. So yeah, like I was saying, the guys did the alignment. There's the alignment, the clutch throwout bearing, wheel alignment, 4-hour labor to replace the throwout bearing, 1 hour labor to remove clutch assembly, clean out the bearing, clean out the bearing, the rest of the old bearing, 1.2 hours to replace valve stems on 4 tires and rebalance. 1 hour roughly to open grill and weld body mount, shop supplies, and the bearing. What we're dealing with, oh, she goes in the gear nice. So let's see. Okay. Seems like we're, yeah, we're moving. Nice. So I guess we'll be hitting the trails again very soon. And it's silent. Before you could hear it, but now, beautiful. And the steering wheel is straight. Track's perfect. Nice. Well, there's tons of traffic, but at least the clutch is gonna get a nice workout, and I'm gonna get to test it all out, see if it works well. Ah, I missed the gear there. There we go. But yeah, a little bit of traffic. We should be home soon. And there's 1 or 2 more things I gotta check on the Jeep before I can say we're ready to hit the trails. Well, we made it home and it makes noise. I don't know if you can hear it. So yeah, it makes noise. To be honest, mine always made noise. And even when I had it replaced the last time, it also made noise. So I guess it's just gonna make noise. I don't think it's supposed to, but mine always has, and I guess it always will. And I guess that's just part of Big Bird. I guess it's just time to sell it. And I wasn't planning on doing this right now, so I didn't bring a light, but bear with me and let's see if we can figure out if we need to change the oil. All right, let's see. Is she dirty? Or is it clean? Well, and it looks like, unfortunately, it is a little bit murky. So I think we're gonna have to end up changing that. So we'll get ourselves some oil and we're gonna do the old front diff. And I just checked the rear and well, she's no better. It's actually a lot worse. And since we have a limited slip back there now, we have to buy the fancy stuff. So I'm off to the store. I'm gonna go get some diff oil so that we can send this thing again and not have any more breakdowns on the trail. So let's go, let's clean up, let's go get some oil. And it looks like the wrenching isn't over yet. Well, as you can see, the wrenching doesn't stop. And a lot of you guys reached out to me and asked me if I was going to be taping the throwout bearing replacement. And honestly, I would have if I was willing to do it myself. But after the whole rebuild and after all the other wrenching I know that's ahead of me, and after all the other wrenching I just did this year, I wanted to take a break. I honestly just did not feel like doing it again and doing it myself. We have done the throwout bearing before, and I'm sure we'll have to do it again. If I had a shop and I didn't have to work down here in the beautiful monkey cave, then definitely I would attack it myself. But it's a little bit hard when you don't have a lift and you don't have anywhere to actually do it properly. And here I'm also kind of walking on eggshells if I do it, because I don't want to piss people off, because I don't want to get kicked out of my house. So yeah, sometimes you got to bite the bullet. But we do have a couple more things to do, so I'm gonna go get some supplies and we can finish Big Bird up and get her back on the trail, because that's the only thing this thing's good for these days, is hitting the trails. Because it seems like every time I look at it, it breaks. We're back from the store. Went to our favorite Canadian Tire, which is basically like our, I don't know, Harbor Freight or something. But here we have all the supplies we're gonna need. I've got a couple bottles of the good stuff for the rear end because we have a limited slip. So this is what we're gonna have to use for that. So we've got the Royal Purple, and we've got just some regular stuff for the front so we can save some money. This one is still extreme pressure oil, and it is, yeah, it's just a regular, like, non-synthetic oil, mineral oil, and shop towels, and this guy. So this I poured in there before, and it helped a lot before, and it helped with the seals, leaks, yeah, reduces noise, protects gears, basically all the vitamins that the differential needs. So this should help. I'm gonna try to give it another shot because it did help seal up the front for a while. So I'm gonna put half in the front, half in the back. So we got this guy. And to make our lives a little bit easier, because I used to have a tarp back here, and I used to also have a couple funnels. Well, I didn't leave them here, but I left them here once when I was cleaning the Jeep out, and they didn't last more than a day or two. So somebody got a new funnel and a couple of tarps. So we got ourselves the oil syringe today, so hopefully we can actually just inject the oil a little bit easier. I don't have to wait for it to drain through the funnels, and maybe this will make our lives a little bit easier. I know they make bigger ones, but this one was already 40 bucks and I didn't want to spend 80 bucks on the bigger one. So yeah, I guess I'll buy myself the bigger one on Amazon when I can, but I had to get what I could get at the moment so we could get the job done, because tomorrow we're gonna hit the trails. So let's get in there and see exactly what we're dealing with. And because I get this question every single time we do the diff oil, why is your diff leaking? How come you don't change the seals? Seals are done. We did change the seals. All the seals on the sides and in the back on the pinion were done. The back pinion one is obviously leaking again. It's coming down the pinion. What can I do at this point about that? Not too much. We can replace that seal again, but the inner seals are replaced. As you can see, I already put outer seals, but the actual shafts are old and pitted, and they let fluid through because they're not sealing perfectly, because you can't seal on a surface that looks like that. So it is what it is at this point. We will be eventually upgrading axles or selling the entire Jeep, because it's getting to that point where it looks good, it drives good, and it pisses me off enough that we might just sell it. We'll see, because I kind of want to transition to this thing, but like I said, we shall see. For now, let's go and put this 150 bucks worth of supplies into this thing, because yes, this was another 150 bucks on top of our bill yesterday. Fun times. Well, moment of truth. See what's hiding behind door number 1. Beautiful. Well, that's not great. Definitely burnt. But it did start out purple. This was royal purple, so it was never clear and yellow to begin with. It was like a kind of like a darkish purple. You see when I'm filling it. But yeah, she's not great. So to be honest, guys, it's looked a lot worse back here, and I'm not that worried about it this time around, looking at it now, because there's no mud in there. The gears are in good shape, which I'll give you guys a better look in a second, and it's looked a lot worse many other times. So I'm actually pretty happy with what I'm seeing inside here. Yeah, honestly, not too bad at all. And yeah, it's rinsing out clean, so that's a good sign. Now we just clean it all out, make sure it's all dry in there. Everything should be pretty much dry and clean, and all the gears are looking great. No issues, no like anything to report back really. So super happy with what I'm seeing in here. Now time to throw the cover back on and throw the cover back on and fill her up. One of the joys of working out here in the garage. Yeah. That's all right, gotta grind it out for now. Now if you've never changed your own oil in your diff, then it's super easy. Once you get the cover off, which is this guy right here, make sure you get yourself a gasket and the right oil, and once you put the bolts back in, you put a little bit of RTV silicone right on the tip. Sorry about that background noise, somebody's taking their motorcycle out of storage, but you basically put a dab on the end just to seal anything that would come through the threads. This will not like thread lock them in, they will still come out pretty easy. And one thing that I will give you guys as a tip is to get yourself a lube blocker gasket. This is like a metal and rubber gasket, and this thing is awesome. I'm not sponsored by these guys. My mechanic told me to get one of these like 4 years ago, and if you know how many times I've changed my diff oil, this thing's lasted me a hell of a long time. So definitely I would invest in one of those. I think they're like 50 bucks or something like that, but well worth the money. So I'm gonna put all this back together, but the inside of the cover actually looks really good. No issues here. This isn't a new cover. This was a secondhand cover donated by Darnell. Shout out to him. But yeah, because if you remember what happened to the last one, we blew a hole right through it. So let's not do that again. Well, I hope this thing makes things easier than the funnel, but I guess we shall find out. Seems like there's a lot of air in there. Let's try this again.
Try pumping air in before you pull.
Oh, great. All right. It's never changing your diff oil till it's a mess. All right. Let's see. Yeah, something's fucked up. That's it's not, no. I'm not gonna be pumping it in there freaking 100 cc's at a time. We're gonna be here all day. Maybe the seal wasn't closed. Let's try this again. Looks like no matter how slow you go or what you do, it ends up shitting itself right around the 100 millimeter mark, or 100 milliliter mark. So, since this is all I got, I'm gonna start playing around over there. I flipped the Jeep around quick so that we could do the front, and I figured out that if you use the syringe here, then you have to pull on it really quick and steady pressure, I guess, best way to say it. So going slow didn't work. You kind of have to just haul on it and it kind of works better. So we did manage to get everything in there. I also threw in some vitamins and we're all good to go. Now we're ready to attack the front and get this side done. So one thing before I drain it that I just noticed is a lot of people have asked me, how come this thing doesn't have bump steer? Do I have bump steer? And no, I've never experienced it in this because, and I've never had death wobble either because, as you can see here, my drag link and my track bar, which is perfectly hidden behind it because they line up perfectly, are lined up parallel to each other, which is what you want. You want them at the same height. You don't want this higher, you don't want that higher. You just want to make sure that they both line up so that everything is happy together and they work together. So even though they look like they're a little rusty, which they are, but most of it is just dirt because I've replaced all of this stuff. So it all works well together. Everything is happy, and now we have our alignment done. All of our paint markings are lined up, so we should be good to go. Now let's drain this big boy and see exactly what we're dealing with on this side. And this side usually isn't as bad because I can actually get the gun in on all the bolts. So we should have an easier time removing everything. Whoops. Oh man, I can smell the diff fluid already. All right, ready? Oh, nice. Don't drop, don't drop. Oh, nice. Okay. So this side, I don't know what it got in it, but yeah. To be honest, maybe it was just a mixture of the fluid of the oil that I put in with those that sealing agent, the vitamins. So we'll see. Maybe that's what that is. But it doesn't look like mud, because I've cleaned out mud many times, and this is not that. I don't know what this is. Do you guys know what we're looking at here? Like, it's thick and slimy, but it doesn't clean up like mud. Like, mud doesn't come out that easy and that watery. But whatever it is, gotta get it out of there, and we'll put in some fresh fluid for tomorrow. Got it mostly cleaned up in there. Looks all right. No issues as far as any kind of wear or anything like that. No, it's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, she came out pretty good. There's still a little bit I need to wipe up, which we'll take care of in just a second. But overall, I'm happy with that too. It's gonna be an easy drain and fill again, just like the other side. So, yep, let's just finish it off. So I haven't mastered it yet. I don't get it full every single time, but at least it's going in the diff, most of it. But I got it pretty good, pretty close. Pretty damn close to full. And just like that, we are done. Honestly, I would rather not be spending my nights underneath the Jeep and my weekends underneath the Jeep, but it's better than paying for everything. And we didn't have to pay to have that done, so at least we saved a little bit. So now the Jeep is ready to go. We are ready to hit the trails. We're not gonna be doing anything crazy because it is still April right now. By the end of this month, we are gonna have a good plan for what we're doing in May when the trails open up, and we're gonna be hitting some awesome trails. And one last thing I wanna do today is address this shifter boot. This is the inner. If you guys have noticed, I haven't had an outer in a long time because, well, there's my second gear. And with the bezel, it really does not, like yeah. So I had to take the bezel off. I had to take the rubber boot off, which is the other rubber boot. Like, there's an outer rubber boot. If you guys have a TJ, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, today we're going to be replacing the inner one, and it should be pretty simple. There's a few screws in there. You can see one there, one's under somewhere over there, one's under there. So what we're gonna have to do, because I already have the boot right here, so that's gonna go in like so, but we have to basically come in here and remove a few things. So I think we're gonna have to remove this. There's a screw under there, so we're gonna have to remove that guy, and I think there might be something in there. So let's get to it. Let's take this all out, and actually, you know what? Maybe we can get away with just the front piece because it splits right here. So I'll see how it overlaps, whether it just separates or I have to remove this to remove this. But hopefully it just separates. Haha, we're in luck. I think we're gonna be able to move just this piece. Okay, I might have to... There we go. And yeah, maybe
Turn it.
hold it like this.
No, you can't.
This.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh yeah. That's all we need really. Because this is connected over here. I've got a little bit of wiring situation going on. So we're gonna leave that. Maybe move this off. Oh. Come here. Okay, we're gonna leave that sort of like that. And I think I can still get in there. So let's see what size those are. that it? Oh, one more. I'm more surprised that these all came out than anything, but let's not talk too much because we're not done yet. Now all we got to do is take off the knob. All right, take off this foam piece, and our boot, I think I'm gonna have to pry off because he's probably cooked to the fucking... Oh, there we go. Hey, there we go. The old finger pried it off. Nice. And yeah, that's definitely seen better days. So watch out, bro. Vince is standing over there. I didn't want to slap him with it.
Just kick it away.
So now hold this for me and I'm gonna slap the new one in. And there is this little cutout here which matches up with the little indent right underneath. So you kind of just overlap them, and yeah, I guess it sits off to the side a little bit like that. I honestly thought that it would sit more like this with the way that that's shaped, but I guess this is how she's gonna be. And now we just got to put a couple screws through it because this feels like a metal. Yeah, it is. There's a metal ring in there. So inside here there's a metal ring, so I can't even bend that, which is a good thing because that's how it seals up to there properly. But we're just gonna have to use those screws to tap through and just go right through. And I think we should be able to do that pretty easily. Well, let's see if it'll go through. If it doesn't go through, then I'll be able to drill it. But fingers crossed that it just goes in. And that we find the hole, because there is a hole down there. And it's right about there. So it's proving to be a little bit more difficult than I thought with the screw. So we're just gonna drill it through with a little drill bit and get it done that way. There we go. And it seems like we found the hole underneath. Beautiful. It lined right up. Like you see, no new hole. So at least we're doing this right. Somewhat. And that one broke. Well, we broke one. While I tried everything, it's not coming out. Like, it's not coming out. So we're gonna just spin it a hair and we're gonna put another one right beside it, because at this point that's my only option. And this is the inner boot, so it is what it is. And this is pretty much how the story goes on anything that you do on this Jeep. It should be easy, and it goes easy in the beginning, and then a 10-minute job turns into 3 days. So I'm just gonna drill a hole right next to it and call it a day, because when I said I'm gonna sell this thing, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. Like, I'm kind of fed up. And once we make her all pretty and we do the floors and we paint the outside, she'll sell real nice. That's right. If it fits, we're done ish. So now I think it'll be easier to get this whole thing back on while the shift knob is off. So let's see. It wasn't so bad, actually. Went back fairly easily. And at least now I know it comes out, so when we go to do the floors, we can take it out. And one thing I wanted to share with you guys is the magic juice I was using to clean out the diffs, or brake cleaner, is actually going away soon if you live in Canada. And it's all thanks to the government. Our new VOC laws as of January 1st state you're not allowed to basically have anything over 10%. And this guy's 100%. So I work in the industry and I'm kind of aware of what's happening. So you can still buy what is available. So companies are not allowed to produce or import anymore, but most companies still have a lot of stock. So they're still able to sell this stuff. So you can still get it at your hardware store, through different shops, suppliers, through different places, but it's going away. So if you guys use this stuff, then definitely get yourself some, stock up, because I don't know how long it's going to be available for in Canada. And maybe you guys in the States can educate me, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, that we're following suit with a few different states, including California. So most of the different laws and stuff and regulations that they have in California come down to Canada, or come up to Canada, I should say, and we end up dealing with a lot of those too. So it's going to be a pain in the butt working on your stuff if you've been using brake cleaner, because you know that that stuff actually works. And now you're going to have to deal with something new, because they're not just going to take this and reformulate it to the point where they're putting 10% of the active ingredient in it. They're going to have to reformulate the whole thing, because 10% of the active ingredient, nobody's going to be using 10 cans to do the job of one. That's just insane. So they're going to have to make a new formulation. It's going to be something totally different, and it's not going to do the same job. So definitely, if you guys use that stuff, stock up. But for now, I think we're done on the Jeep.
Go.
My eyes were dried out because I had to go, well, I had to go and work with brake clean and all this crap, but this guy's telling me about why I shouldn't. But like I said, the Jeep is ready, we are ready. Tomorrow we'll be hitting a trail. It's not going to be anything crazy, it's going to be a lighter trail, but we're going to have a good amount of people out with us, so it should be a good send. And I think Mike is bringing the CRV back out, so you already know. But I think that's going to end it off for today's video. And a few people were asking me why we didn't change the clutch, and the reason is because the clutch is still good. When I drive and when I take it off-road, I don't give power and I don't send it until I fully release the clutch, so I guess the clutch survived. And I guess that's it. So I think we're good. The clutch is good, throwout bearing is good, and there's vitamins in the diff now, so I think we're good to go. And hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow, but stay tuned to find out. So if you guys are new around here, please jump down there, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, give this video a share. We still have a few things left on the merch shop, so there's still a few stickers and a few key tags left, and we are doing doubling your orders on all the stickers, and I'm throwing in free stickers with all the key tags. There is new merch coming, but I have to get rid of this stuff first, so let me know. And if you guys see something you like, pick it up, and hopefully I can hook up your order. But that is the end of this video. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then, guys, ride safe out there. Peace.